So, Errol, less than 2 hours from now, Congressman Amash is having this emergency meeting with the House Freedom Caucus to talk about next steps. They are motivated because they, frankly, like Mike Pence, and they wouldn't mind having President Mike Pence. So they want to talk about what Amash said reportedly last night. They also had an emergency meeting, staff meeting, and he reportedly told a staffer who reported it to us, this is textbook obstruction of justice. Let me also just play for you. John Kasich was at our CNN town hall last night where he was pressing Speaker Paul Ryan to do more. Listen to this.
I saw that Speaker Ryan said some things tonight about getting to the bottom line. Frankly, I think he should be more aggressive. I think he should speak out more, and hopefully he will.
Are we about to see Republicans speak out more?
Well, we'll certainly see them sort of consolidate a position. That might involve speaking. That might involve hiding, frankly, because, you know, one of the dynamics that's going on here is that you've got the president who is very popular with the Republican base. And until that popularity falls off a cliff, all of the popularity is one number. The popularity among the Republican base is another, and that's the one that really matters, I think, for the House majority, especially members of the Freedom Caucus who are largely in safe Republican seats. Until the president looks like he's kind of on the outs with their constituencies, I think they're going to sort of stay in place. We should also keep in mind that despite that sort of delicious kind of intrigue that you sort of hinted at, the notion that, like, let's get rid of Trump because we'd like Pence better as a president, I think there are a number of different outcomes short of that that could help get diehard conservatives of the Freedom Caucus more of what they want. There's been all of this talk about a reshuffle at the White House. Well, you've got a vice president who has, in my memory, sort of unprecedented access to the Oval Office, to the day-to-day workings of the government. If they do some kind of a reshuffle that puts more power, more control of the government in Pence's hands, they might get what they want.
Well, also, Pence keeps on being put in a position where he comes out with earnest visage and says things that are either provably false or just foolish after we see what the president decides to do thereafter. So he's not exactly in the strongest position. But isn't this politically, not legally? Yeah. You know, because they say textbook case of obstruction of justice. Who cares? It's about whether or not they want to vote on it and whether it bothers them enough to vote on it. They have cover if they want it. Okay, so he told Flynn, he told Comey, it'd be nice if you could, Flynn's a good guy. If you can see your way to it, that'd be great. If I want political cover on it, I can say, well, that's not corrupt influence. I mean, Comey didn't say in his memo, did he? I think he's trying to obstruct this. And he just wrote it down. He writes a lot of things down.
Well, we'll see what he said. We'll see what he said in his memo. But, you know, we are so far beyond a moment where this is just a communications problem. You know, remember at the beginning of the week, people were saying, oh, will he fire Sean Spicer or not? I mean, who cares? That is not at all relevant today. What's relevant today is what the evidence is going to show and whether the Republicans, you know, continue to line up behind Trump or not. But, you know, this idea that you can have a White House shuffle, that you can, you know, put new players in place, and that will correct the problem. We are well.
Well, that's because all this keeps coming from one place. These are self-inflicted wounds by the president, what he decides to say and how he decides to act on it. But you're making an important point about proof. Let's talk about that. Let's take a break, and then after the break, we'll talk about the legalities involved here. What would be the right standard of proof? Is it a clear-cut case of obstruction of justice?